Hello, how is everyone? I will give y'all a couple minutes or a couple seconds to log on because I do have some very important announcements, just kind of changing the way I'm going to do a few things with my videos from now on. So I wanted to make sure that I at least let a few of y'all get logged on so y'all can hear those and just kind of aren't surprised if, think I'm ignoring you. Hello. Okay, well, part of what my announcements are, hey Trev, how are you? Is I'm kind of going to change the way I do my lives a little bit. They're still going to be on Monday at 8 p.m. Central. But what I'm going to do, because once I do a live, I download it and then I save it to my computer and I upload it to YouTube. So that way I kind of have like a library, if you will, of everything so that I can send customers to. I have team members that I send there for information, and it's a great place that other people can go to and get information on the past videos that I've done instead of having to scroll all the way through all of my Facebook feed. That can get a little jumbled, so it's just easier to have them all in one place. So what I'm going to start doing from now on is I am going to start my videos the minute I log on. So whether I have any viewers or not, I'm going to start with the content for that evening. Now, obviously, if you miss any of the content, you can go back and watch the beginning of the video. No big deal. They'll always be available to y'all. So as soon as I get on, I'm going to go ahead and start that week's episode, depending on what it is. Another thing I'm going to do, just because it gets a little awkward when I do save the videos and put them in another social media site, is I am, as much as I love interacting with each and every individual that logs on and saying hey and asking about your families, and I love to know how y'all are doing, but it just gets kind of, it gets me off track for what I'm talking about, for one. And then when I upload those videos to YouTube, it's kind of weird how, it seems like I'm just kind of talking to myself because I'm, saying hello to all these people, but people watching back on YouTube don't see that there are other people watching. So it just makes for an awkward replay on other places and other social media sites. What I will do instead of doing that is, once I finish discussing or whatever topic that I'm doing for that evening, at the end of every video, I will do a live Q&A session. So if you have a question throughout the video that I do, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and then what I'll do is at the end I'll go back through all the comments and answer all your questions that you did live. But obviously if you're watching it on a replay, then still feel free to drop your comments below, and I can just always go back because I get notified of those as well. So I can just go back and answer any questions or respond to any comments that you may have then. So it'll just make the video and the content itself a little more seamless, so that I can just get it out to y'all, and I'm not constantly chit-chatting with each individual person as much as I would love to. So that is all the announcement portion that I have. So again, as always, if you see the little live box, you're watching live. If that little live box above my head is not there, then you're watching on a replay. And you can post comments below as well. I get notified of those, and I can always respond to you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on tonight's episode. And as you may have noticed, it is all about eye cream. Do I really need eye cream? Short version, yes, you do. And a few, just like if you get nothing else out of what I'm about to tell you, I guess the most important thing to get is that you cannot use, or you should not use, the same moisturizer or any creams or any products that are meant for the rest of your face. Do not go around your eyes, okay? I'm going to explain why, but if you get nothing else from this video, please take that away. So that's the number one important step. Yes, you need something separate, something made specifically for your eye area, because it is your skin right there, and I'm sure, if I got close enough to my camera, y'all could see, you can almost, for some people, it almost even looks like it's kind of see-through. You can see more of your blood vessels in that eye area, the under eye area, which is why we tend to get the dark circles, because it's so much thinner right there than it is on the rest of our face. So because of that, we have to treat it differently. We have to take more precautions when using different products around our eyes. So if let's say I'm using a mask, a face mask, a clay mask. That's why people use, they'll do like a big circle around their entire eyes. That's why, because you don't want to get it really close up to your eyes. I've mistakenly gotten something just a little too close, and it just irritates the skin right there a little more easily than it would if it was on any other part of your face. So we have to be very, very delicate. It's very delicate skin, so we have to be very careful when we're applying our other products as well. The products that are made specifically for the area around your skin is made that way so that it won't be as sensitive and it's not as harsh as the other products that you may be putting all over your skin, all over the rest of your face. It also, a lot of the eye specific products, they're not as thick as a regular moisturizer. And they also are made so that, if by chance it would get into your eye, which sometimes it can, it wouldn't be as harsh as if it was on, as if it was a regular product from the rest of your face. So, one of the things I found very interesting on like the whole why should we use eye cream? Well, we don't think about our skin as being active per se, but the skin around our eyes is constantly active. Like if you watch me just doing my video, my eyes are constantly moving, I'm constantly blinking, I'm constantly making different facial expressions, and they're all in my eyes. Because that skin is so much thinner, it tends to age quicker because it is thinner. And throughout the course of one day, just one day, we blink over 28,000 times. So that skin around our eyes, it's like constantly, if I just like move my finger, it's constantly being worked. It's constantly moving. So just by way of blinking, our skin is constantly active around there. And thus showing the signs of aging first. Now, on the products that you use for the under eye area, there are several, they're packaged differently. There's all kinds of, just like with everything else. There's everything from, the cheaper drugstore brands that we all see at any Walmart, Target that you can go to. And they go all the way from, cheaper, 10, 15 bucks, all the way to hundreds of dollars for a little bitty thing of eye cream. Now, eye creams also can come in different containers, I guess, different methods of applying it. Mine that I use from my company, I have two different ones, and I'm going to go into the ingredients in just a moment, but I have one that's in a little tube, and it's just got a little, I don't know if you can really see that. It's just a little tiny little squeeze. Oh, and now I'm like wasting it. I think it went back in the tube. This is like liquid gold. I don't want to waste that. And then a lot of people have are like a little container like this, a little screw-on lid, and you just kind of dab your finger in there. There's also pumps that you can get to pump out just a little bit. So there's various types that you can get. They also do different things. There are products that are specifically like this product right here from my company. It's more for puffy, under eye puffiness and dark circles, whereas this one is more for those crow's feet lines, signs of aging. So there are products that do some of those things together, and then there are some products, as the ones I have, that do it separately. You can use them together, you can use them separately. It's completely up to you how you want to use them. Some of the products, some of the ingredients, to look for in your eye creams, like in this particular one, that's for, if you're looking for something for, that would help with the under eye puffiness and dark circles, caffeine is a really good ingredient in those, and the caffeine helps constrict the blood vessels underneath the eye to help reduce that puffiness. And that is one of the ingredients in this one right here. In an anti-aging one, you want to look for peptides. Those peptides will help stimulate the collagen in your eye area, and then that will help reduce the appearance of those fine lines and wrinkles and those crow's feet that we get. A daytime cream may also contain like a brightener that would go in this, the very under eye area, and a brightener or even some sort of light reflecting ingredient that'll help just kind of brighten your eyes up. And that's, like I said, there are, if you start looking, there are all kinds of different ones that, some do all these things together and some do them separate. Like I kind of put one on more at night, and then the one in the little tube, this one, I only use during the daytime because that's for the puffiness and the dark circles, and it has those that caffeine in it and those Illuminators in it as well. So I don't need that when I'm going to bed. So I don't need to have bright eyes and less puffy eyes at night. So that's just some ingredients you can look for. As far as who or what age you need to start using an eye cream, there's no like hardcore, you need to be 23 and 7 months to use it or anything of that nature. I've heard the number 25 thrown around, and that's just kind of, I guess, a kind of baseline, kind of halfway between 20, 30 kind of thing. And one of the, I think, reasons that I hear that age a lot is because at that age, the collagen in your body, not even just in your face and around your eyes, the collagen begins to break down. So as babies, when we're born, we have like this abundant amount of collagen. And what collagen is it's a protein, and it's kind of like the frame of a house. So if you don't have a frame of the house, then the house just kind of crumbles in on itself and there's nothing to support it. So the collagen in our skin is the framework underneath our skin that kind of keeps our skin plump and firm and nice and smooth. And so when you're a baby, we all have that, those nice puffy cheeks, nice smooth skin, that baby soft skin. And then as we age, we tend to, that tends to go away. In our 20s, that in our mid to late 20s, we stop producing more collagen. So we're like, wherever we were at, we're done. After that, when you get to your 30s, then you actually start to decline on your collagen. And that is when, like all these little lines, that's why. Because the collagen breaks down underneath my skin and it causes that skin to kind of indent and fall inward. Same thing around your eyes. That's why you start to see the signs of aging, those crow's feet around your eyes first, is because that delicate skin, and then the collagen breaks down underneath it. So you got that really fine, that really sensitive skin under there, and it kind of caves right on in. And then by the time we're 40, we've lost 10 to 20% of the collagen in our body. So then as we age, it continually 1 to 2% decline every single year. So as we age, that's why we get the wrinkles and the fine lines, and they just progress. And when I said the 25, I guess with anything, the key, like with any face skincare, is it's easier to prevent than to repair. So use your SPF during the day to help prevent future sun damage. If you already have that sun damage, it's a whole lot harder to get rid of than it is to prevent it. So use your eye creams so that way you can go ahead and start putting them on, and once those fine lines and the collagen breaks down, and once those fine lines start appearing, it'll be a whole lot less of an issue because you've already started it before you even started with the lines. And I kind of touched on this a second ago. How much should you spend for an effective eye cream? Basically, bottom line, it depends on your budget. As with anything, I like to tell people, everybody's skin is different. Because I have bags under my eyes and dark circles doesn't mean the same thing that my friend that has bags and dark circles is going to work. we're all different. Our skin is different. I wear contacts, so I'm a little more aware of products that I put near my eyes because I do have a little more sensitive eyes because of my contacts. So, you know, just whatever works for you, great. Whatever is in your budget, great. You can get everything from, you know, the cheap Walmart, Target, $10-15 to, like I said, hundreds of dollars at higher end stores and online. It was quite ridiculous, and some of these containers are so tiny. I don't know how anybody could fathom spending that much money on something and barely getting anything for their money. So a little tidbit on how to apply it. Because your skin around your eye is so much more delicate, what you're going to need to do, and this one I still have makeup on, but I'll kind of imitate what I would do. You just dab it, and I mean, y'all, it takes very, 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 very little. At least of ours, it takes hardly anything. And I use either my pinky or my ring finger because these two fingers don't have as hard of a touch as like if I were to use my index finger. And you don't want to rub in. You want to just dab it around the orbital bone. So the orbital bone is basically your eye socket. So you want to go just dab it around there. Okay? You want to do it around there. Eye cream, the cream will travel. So there's no need to get it like right. And of course, it's kind of awkward. I'm looking at myself so I can show y'all without stabbing myself in the eye. But if you were to put it like right up underneath here, you have a greater chance of it getting it in your eye as you sleep or even during the day. Then you would cause eye irritation, and that'd be a whole heap of a mess that I would not want to deal with. So by placing it along this orbital bone and kind of along your eye, right underneath my eyebrow is where I go. And then I just kind of follow it underneath. By doing that, it moves to where it needs to go. So it won't, you know, once it starts moving, it'll go to where it needs to go, and it won't go into my eye. As opposed to if I put it right there, where it's going to move is into my eye. And lastly, how often should you replace these? Well, I guess the most important thing is, and let me see if I can see this one. Okay, on the bottom of this one, and I don't know if y'all can really see it. It's going to be backwards, of course. But it says Best By, and I'm trying to read it backwards. I think it says April of 2019. All products will have an expiration date on them, so make sure you're mindful of the expiration date. However, once you open a product, once it's opened, it will begin after a certain point to lose its potency. The ingredients in it will lose the potency. So products can last up to 18 months after they've been opened. However, for an eye cream particularly, it is recommended that you use it within 6 months, because in those 6 months, that is when your product's ingredients are at their highest potency. After that, it starts to lose its potency, and then you're wasting it. You're wasting your time putting it on because it's not going to do anything as well as it would have when you first started. So, I think that is all I have for tonight about eye cream. If there's anybody that needs any help with eye cream or has any questions about eye cream or any other skincare, please let me know. Otherwise, I will, like I said, I will post this on, I will save it and post it on my YouTube channel. And if anybody has any questions, just drop them below and I'll get back with you on them. Otherwise, I will see y'all next week. Bye.